Welcome everybody to Live Sail Die's Day 6 coverage of the sailing at Tokyo at the Games. We've got a really special guest here next to me, Logan Dunning Beck, 49er sailor extraordinaire, winner of the last practice event up in Santander before the Games. Logan, been top 5 in the worlds and I believe a world-class fisherman.
Yeah, that's the highlight there, I'd say. It's all about the fishing. No, thank you very much for having me.
And of course I've got Andrew Brown over there on the end, our 470 and coaching expert, weather guru, title expert. Andy?
Thanks, Cam.
So a good day yesterday for the New Zealand team overall. Got a couple of teams sitting in the medal hunt. Starting off the 49ers, Logan, Pete and Blair, awesome day yesterday. Winner of the day quite comfortably in super light, tricky conditions.
Yeah, I think that's some of the hardest stuff to race a 49er, and it's really close, and it's a sort of condition where the tiny little mistakes tend to punish you a lot on the results. So yeah, really impressive to see them sort of get sorted and put together a really good complete day. Yeah,
exactly. So only scoring 11 points where the other guys up in that top group were scoring in the 20s. So yeah, move them right back in there. We've got 3 teams tied on 34 points heading into the last 3 races. So I guess today, in similar conditions, it's going to be a big one heading into the medal race.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Pete and Blair really relish and live for those opportunities to kind of excel when it's really close. They'll be looking forward to it, and we'll have to wait and see what's in store.
Yeah, it's interesting looking at the top there. You've got the English there, the Spanish who were certainly meant to be up the front. You've got the Dane Wara, who was the gold medalist way back in Beijing in 2008. So he's obviously been there, proven he can handle the pressure in the past. And then of course the Germans, who were the bronze medalists in Rio. So it still can go down that board quite a way. There's some bloody good teams all the way down, isn't there?
Yeah. 3 races to go before the medal race. So there's a lot of points up for grabs. Hopefully not for the Kiwis, but it'll be close. And the top 5 is a really skilled bunch of sailors, and anything could happen.
Yeah, and so moving over to the girls in the 49er FX, a bit of a move around in the leaderboard. Unfortunately, the Kiwi girls just couldn't quite string all 3 races together. They were looking good in the first 2 races, had 2 good solid races, 1/3 more than solid. And then the last race, unfortunately, struggled to a 19th. But they're still in the hunt. They're only 10 points out of 5th. 3 more races to go. This fleet more than ever, all the top boats were scoring in the 20s. So if one of these teams can string together 3 really solid single-figure races, there could be big changes. Yeah,
and hopefully the Kiwis managed to put a full day together. And it's really up and down. And I think, what I said before about the difficulty of sailing in that light air, it really showed in the FX class. The Brits had that shocking day. Yeah. It's just so difficult, and those tiny mistakes send you straight to the back.
Yeah, so the Brits, who had been winning the regatta all the way through, managed to score a whopping 45 points yesterday. So I'm sure would have had a pretty solid debrief last night and turn that around today. Brownie, moving over to your class, the 470 men. Paul Snow-Hansen and Dan Wilcox into the medals at the moment, sitting there in 3rd.
Yeah, they had a good first race, good solid first race. Second race, they were looking good, in second towards the top mark. Just got passed by a couple of boats. Maybe did a couple of extra pumps and got a yellow flag and had to do a 720, and they were back in 12th halfway through that second race, but pulled back 5 boats to finish 7th, and it's those times when you can make those little comebacks that may make a difference when it's medal time.
Yeah, we talked about that at the beginning of the week, didn't we? It's the races where you can pull back a bad result and turn it into a keeper are the ones at the end of the week that you're going to really cherish on your scorecard.
Yeah, exactly.
And what I like to see that with those boys too is they haven't had a bad race yet.
No, they haven't.
7th is their worst. So heading into the business end of the regatta now, they've got that little bit of buffer behind them where they know if they do happen to have a shocker, and these light conditions it can happen, they've got one race up their sleeve.
Yeah, it means they can take slightly more risk. So, they can risk it for the biscuit and maybe, get a couple of good races. And if they do get a bad one, they can still do that. So that's pretty lucky.
Now, I know, Logan, you're obviously a skiff boy, but I'm sure you've been following a bunch of the classes. The laser class, Sam Meach, our bronze medalist in Rio, he's been struggling this week, but yesterday he put together a day, won the day, and has actually put himself in an outside chance of a medal heading into the medal race in a couple of days' time.
Yeah, and he'll be really excited about that. As you said, he's had a pretty tough, difficult week, so to have a couple of good races and be in with an outside chance will be that little bit of hope on the horizon.
Yeah, so the Aussie, Matt Wern, has managed to wrap up the games before the medal race. He has to sail the medal race, of course, but he's got a huge lead, so amazing performance from him after coming back from a tough first day. But then it's all go in behind, and Sam sitting in 8th place, only 4 points out of 5th and 15 points out of bronze. Brownie, this one is going to be a must-watch.
Yeah, it is. There's a mathematical chance, and Sam's got nothing to lose, so he can just go out there and risk it all and see what happens. For him, whether he finishes in 8th or 10th, that sort of probably doesn't matter for him, but if he can win a medal, that'd be amazing.
I guess that was all the Kiwi action yesterday, but on the laser radial course yesterday, no Kiwis involved, but plenty of drama out there. Brownie, Anne-Marie Rindholm, we talked about yesterday, pretty much had the event wrapped up, just needed to extend her lead by 1 point to secure the gold, but unfortunately for her, pretty much what could have gone wrong went wrong for her.
Yeah, it was quite amazing to watch. Wondering if it was nerves or what it was, but there was plenty of action with herself and the Dutch on the start line in that second race.
Yeah, so the first race she got a yellow flag. It's no drama. Did her turns, couldn't quite get back. That's her drop. Still went into that race with a 26-point lead. Then in that second race, she went to, secure her spot. Took on Bauermeister down the pin, who was in second place. Got really close, yelling and screaming between the two of them for penalties. But then in amongst all of that, she actually copped a second yellow flag for sculling. And so that makes you have to pull out of that race. She pulls out of it. Subsequently, it's a general recall. But by the time she had sort of figured out that she could start again, the race was in sequence. She wasn't sure, went to her coach. Her coach couldn't talk to her because they were in sequence. And, the poor girl was, I think, so confused in her head about what had just happened, what she could do. So she ended up not starting the next race, pulling out. So now she goes into the gold race, still in the lead, 7-point lead. But I think she's going to have she's got the day off today. They're going to need a really solid sit down, go over it, reset going into that gold medal race.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she handles the pressure. She's put pressure on herself now, and it'll be interesting to see if she thrives on the pressure or if Bellmeister can come through and claim the gold.
Yeah, awesome. 470 woman, looks like the top three have a bit of a jump, Brownie. The Poles, GBR and France. Little gap back to the Japanese in fourth, but the Japanese scored 2 seconds yesterday. Obviously like the light air, so they'll be ones to watch to come up into the medal hunt.
Yeah, they'll be, the 470s have a day off today, but yeah, they'll be ones to watch tomorrow. Light winds for the next few days, and let's see what happens. But those top three have been very consistent. It's been amazing.
And so looking ahead to today, we've got the RSX medal races. Obviously we've got Karen Badlow has got the gold wrapped up, just needs to finish the race. But a good hunt for silver and bronze down that fleet. RSX woman, medals are sorted between the top three, but could go to anyone.
Yeah, what colour is the question there for those top three women?
Now, Logan, the Kiwis in action today. We've got JJ and the Finn. We've got our 49er teams back out there for their last 3 races of qualification, and the NACRA are back out there for 3. You know, if we focus in on the NACRA to start with, looks like it's going to be that light, potentially quite a change during the day. You know, super light air conditions. Got to be a tough class, and probably some good opportunity for Micah and Erica to move up the leaderboard a bit.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. It'll another class where it's really difficult and extremely punishing if you make those small mistakes in and around the starting area. So, you know, a few good decisions here and there, and Erica and Micah might be able to improve on their last few days' results and kind of make that break into the top group.
Is it a time to be a little bit more punchy maybe on the start line?
Yeah, I think so. You know, coming into the business end of the regatta, you have to sort of put it all out there, and especially in the position that they're in. You know, they haven't really got anything to lose, and definitely there will be some opportunities where you can take a bit more risk and hopefully be well rewarded.
Yeah, awesome. And the Finns, JJ, again, he's been solid but nothing exceptional thus far. Brownie, it's time for him to make a move. You know, still 4 races left in the qualification here, but he needs to have some low scoring points in for today.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure they had a break yesterday, chilled out a bit, and I'm sure that he'll be coming out firing. He knows that this for the Finn, this is the last Olympics for the Finn. This is their last chance. They've got 4 more races until the medal race, and I'm sure he's going to go out firing. Light weather, tricky. It could be offshore for the first couple of hours, going to a little onshore. So, yeah, there's going to be plenty to fight for out there today.
Okay, so for the Kiwi fans out there watching it on TV today, we've got actions for the Finn, the 49er, the 49er FX and the NACRA. Looking like TV World is probably going to be the RSX medal race for the women, and then the 49er men. So that's going to be an awesome one to watch those boys, see if they can make a little jump on the fleet heading into the medal race.
Yeah, definitely. And we're here at Royal Akarana Yacht Club, and there's a youth clinic on, and talking to a lot of the youth sailors, they're loving the TV coverage. They're getting to watch the best dinghy sailors in the world racing at the games, and they're getting to learn so much from that TV coverage.
All right, so that's a wrap here from the Live Sail Die team. Thank you once again to our sponsors, B&G and PredictWind. Thanks to the Royal Akarana for letting us sit out here on the sun-filled deck on a nice winter's morning. And of course, a shout out to our friends at Sailing Energy for all the photos. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.